Hi, we are Tim and Diana Journey with the Journey to Victory, and we are talking about enriching your marriage, communicating like Jesus. And we do know that we're not Jesus,
Mhm. Yeah, we won't ever communicate like him.
but he was a good example
Great.
for us to learn from.
Yeah. And we have a picture here of Jesus with the couple at the altar, just kind of binding their hands together. And we truly know that Jesus is with us all the time. The Spirit is with us all the time.
All the time.
And to remind us to work better in our communication with each other, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoy the program tonight.
So, what's the key learning? Well, communication isn't just about words,
Mm-mm.
it's about how we make each other feel. And we also know, and we don't have the slide on there, but communication, words are only 5% of our communication.
All right. What's the rest of it?
Well, the rest of it is our tone, how we talk, and then our
Body language, nonverbal.
nonverbal body language.
Yeah.
So, if I say to you, I love you,
And you have on occasion said it like that.
I have. Do you feel love?
No, I don't feel loved.
Now, if I come to you and I say, I love you,
Yeah,
how do you feel?
I feel loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes a
So,
difference.
we need to think about how communication is three dynamics
And
and
if
not
we-
just one.
Right, and we think the words in the Bible where Jesus, the red words, right, when Jesus talks, it's really with compassion and empathy
Right.
with the folks he deals with.
So, when we did this live, we asked for a group discussion. We recommend that you and your spouse take a moment here and just talk about this question, right?
Yeah.
With one another.
Yeah, when Jesus talked to folks, remember a story where he talked to somebody. How was that conversation? How did it go? Right?
Mhm.
We got some examples here. This is just a couple of reminders of the stories in the Bible, right?
Right. So we have the woman at the well. He crossed every barrier just to see her.
Yeah. He talked to Zacchaeus, called him by name with warmth, not shame. In fact, there's the song.
Zacchaeus was a wee little man.
Yes, he was. Come down, and we're going to your home today. Right?
Yeah. And the woman in adultery, he gave her dignity before he corrected.
The healing the leper, he chose touch
Mm.
when words would have sufficed. And again, he went right to the guy's heart.
And the blind Barnabas, he asked, "What do you want?" Even when he already knew. He knows everything.
Yeah.
So he already knew.
So take a moment, if you want to put us on pause, you can, to talk through any of these stories as to what you recall, how the story went and how he talked.
Or
And-
any other story that you might want to
right.
talk about
And just
in the Bible.
And then we're going to try to relate that to how we talk to each other and how maybe that's different, right?
Right.
Here's a video we want you to watch. So you can pause this video. Go to YouTube, go to the movie The Chosen, and there's a scene, Woman at the Well scene, that we're going to talk about in a minute. And then we've got the link there. But
And you can just copy that link and put it in.
you can copy the link or just go to YouTube and The Chosen, Woman at the Well. So take a moment and watch this before you proceed.
Yes. So, what did Jesus do before he spoke the truth to her? What did he do?
I think he prayed. I think he was sitting there. He was before they even engaged, but then he was having a conversation with her, trying to put her at ease, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Jesus was asked for water 4 times there in that clip. He never got a sip of water.
I don't think he really wanted water.
But that's not what he was looking for. But
Yeah.
that's how he started the conversation.
And how did he make her feel?
Um, uh, she already felt judged, right?
Condemned.
And he was trying to help her feel at ease, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And and what would have happened if he started the conversation with correction?
Well, I just know from personal experience when someone like you starts with correction,
Mm-hmm.
I feel I feel ashamed. I feel like disappointed in myself. I feel like I let you down or I'm hurt and I feel kind of sad.
Mm, mm. And not wanting to engage, I bet. And
Right. You
and so
don't.
he ultimately did correct her, talked about her five husbands, and she's not even living with the man she's married to.
Right.
But he didn't start with that.
No.
And he didn't share it with her to condemn her, but just to let her know that he knows and he still loves her.
Right.
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 Can we talk about a story, that situation we've had?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We shared this at our group meeting and got a lot of discussion. Um, uh,
So let me start. Can I?
if you want to, I'll
So
correct you.
you probably will. So it was a few days before Mother's Day. It was the Thursday before
Yeah.
Mother's Day, I think, or Wednesday. And I was getting ready and I went to put my earrings in, which I don't have in today, but I went to put them in and one of my diamond studs was gone. I couldn't find it. I searched where it would have been around, the little dish that I keep them in when I take them out at night. I looked everywhere and I was fearful that it had fallen down the sink, number one. But I decided, what a perfect gift for Mother's Day if, in fact, my one stud is gone. So I called you at work
Hmm.
and I did ask if you had a few minutes.
You did? Yes. Yeah.
Mhm. And I said, hey, I need a little help, and I think I have a good idea for a Mother's Day gift. And I proceeded to tell you that I couldn't find my diamond stud and that if it was really lost, it would be a great Mother's Day gift to replace it.
And I immediately said, we talked about nonverbal and tone. I'm not getting you a diamond earring for Mother's Day. Kind
Yes.
of just like that.
Mhm.
I went ballistic right away, right?
Right. And so what did I do?
Oh. Not what Jesus would have done.
No, it's funny, we joked about this before the taping of this section because we knew we were going to talk about this. And I told him that my action, which was to say, okay, and hang up at the time, that's what I did.
Or you did do that.
But before we started this taping, I said, well, actually, I hung up to go pray like Jesus.
Did you?
No,
I didn't think so. So she hangs up on me, and I knew it wasn't my response wasn't correct. I wasn't going to get her a diamond earring for Mother's Day, but my response was not correct. And so
there was no compassion or empathy.
no, a half hour later, I was going to lunch. I gave you a call. You took my call. It was a very cold call. You weren't ready to.
I
I
expressly,
apologized.
you apologized, and I said, thank
Yeah,
you, but I'm not ready to talk about this.
right.
I needed more time
So, um,
because I was praying.
right. So I get home that evening, and I go in the bathroom where you keep your jewelry, and I started looking for it, and you came in, you started looking for it again, and then there's a little rug on the floor, and you picked up the rug, and the earring dropped out on the floor,
Right.
and so we found it.
We did.
So and so that was a good news,
Yes.
right? But it was still not good between you and I.
No, because the reaction wasn't good. We needed more
Yeah,
time to
yeah,
heal.
yeah. And so we asked the class, the discussion, how could I have done it differently? Although I thought I did pretty good originally. And they gave me a lot of feedback,
You
didn't
did
they?
get a lot of
Yeah.
feedback. Yeah.
So and some of the feedback was, again, how would Jesus have handled that? He would have said, "Oh, Diana, I'm so sorry for that lost earring. I'm sure we'll find it. And when I get home, we'll search high and low for it. And I don't want you to ever worry about that." Um,
Mm.
and he'll stop there.
He might say, and we will talk about options if we don't find it.
He might say that.
He might have said that.
But anyways, I'm sure you've had conversations, and again, because my emotions kicked in right away, a conflict arose, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I have to learn time and time again, what would Jesus say, right? How would he respond?
How would he respond?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So imagine what would happen in our marriages if we spoke to each other like Jesus. And that's kind of what we just said. We told the story how you didn't reply like Jesus. I didn't reply like Jesus. But how different would that have exchange been if you had said, like you said at the very end of us talking about it, you know, don't worry about it. We'll get home. I'm going to help you find it. If we don't find it, we can talk about options. All of a sudden, that exchange goes from frustration and hurt and feeling, I felt not valued when you told me, no, I'm not buying you one. I felt like I wasn't worth it. I wasn't worth it to him. And and the thing that did come out in our class that we didn't say earlier was that someone in the class said, well, maybe she was just doing it as a joke kind of thing. And really, that was kind of my intention. It's kind of like, hey, this is kind of funny. By the way, you could give me one for Mother's
Yeah.
Day.
And in hindsight, I could see Diana using that as a joke, get me a new one for Mother's, right? I didn't receive it that way.
Right. So, and that's where timing comes in because you were at work, even though I asked you if you had a few minutes, you probably were still preoccupied.
Mhm.
And so the timing probably wasn't very good. And sometimes we have to remember, is this a good
Is
time
now a good time?
or not?
Yeah.
And the other person needs to be honest and say, hey, well, I am at work and I am doing something. So could I wait?
Mhm. So again, imagine what would happen to our marriages if we spoke in a manner like that.
So, point one, Jesus listened before responding. Even when he already knew the answer, Jesus asked, what do you want me to do for you? That's Mark 10:51. And that's the blind man story. He still wanted us, Jesus still wanted us to share with him. He wants us to come to him with all of our pain, all of our hurts, all of our angst, everything. He already knows all of them, but he wants us to open up and share with him.
And the application here is how often do we assume instead of ask? Again, we get back to you. Again, you kind of offered it up as a joke, and I assumed you
We're serious.
you're serious. Yeah. Point number two, Jesus spoke truth with grace. Let your conversation be always full of grace, Colossians 4:6. Truth without grace feels harsh, how I responded to you. Grace without truth avoids growth, and a healthy communication needs both. Again, when he talked to the woman at the well, he talked with her with grace, but he also told her that here's the things you're doing. And so he was truthful with her. And Jesus never used truth as a weapon.
No, he never did. And the point number three is Jesus responded. He didn't react. You reacted.
I reacted. Yeah.
The tongue has power over life and death. That's Proverbs 18:21. Even under pressure, he paused. He stayed grounded. He responded intentionally. Every word you speak to your spouse is either depositing life or withdrawing it.
I'm either giving you something positive, or I'm taking something away.
Right.
And we know negative interactions, it takes 5 positive interactions with your spouse to overcome 1 negative.
Right.
Right.
And so the application is healthy communication starts when reactions slow down.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is take a second to pause before you react, right?
Sometimes counting to yourself 1, 2, 3 before you respond. We're going to shift a little bit now. And here's a tool we have, and we call it's a think before you talk. And this diagram really applies all of us, but I can see it for me
Mm,
in that when we get a thought in our head, how long does it take from the thought coming in before it hits your mouth? Not long for me.
didn't we have that just last night when we were playing cards with our daughter and son-in-law? You had a thought and it came right out, and it wasn't really a very good thought.
But then I explained to them that had I taken more time, and I gave them this example, they didn't buy it.
Mm,
No, but it's true. Look at the layers, the filters that we have. The first thing that comes to our mind, I need to use my judgment to decide if my words need filtering, right?
yeah.
That's the first step.
And we need to know if the intention of what I'm about to say. Is it good? Is it negative? What is it?
Is it to hurt or to help?
Right.
Choice. Is this something that needs to be said?
Mm,
I'm not buying you that diamond ring. That probably didn't need to be said at that time.
at that time,
Yeah.
no. That's something we could discuss at a later time.
Yes.
And compassion. So, can I try to understand? Like, could you have tried to understand how I was feeling at that moment when I could not find my
Mhm.
other diamond ring or
You
diamond
you
earring?
you were probably frustrated for sure, scared,
Hmm.
and that a rush of feelings going through you, disappointed with yourself,
Right,
all those things, right?
right.
Empathy. Can I see when? Can I see what's happening through the other person's point of view,
Mm.
right? Can I get myself into their shoes to see where they're coming from? Is what
So,
I'm about to say will it embarrass the other person?
mm.
Is there a better way to say what I'm about to say, right?
And did I listen properly? Did I hear, what you were trying to say to me correctly?
And are my words respectful? How would I feel if someone said this to me? That's what's about to be said, right?
That's a big one.
So again, think that this is the brain. The thought comes in. How long does it take before it comes out?
Hmm.
Right,
And to make it a little more simple, we share an acronym
right, right. The acronyms think.
before you speak.
Yes.
So the first thing is thoughtful. Have I considered how this will land? In other words, is this thoughtful what I'm about to say?
Helpful. Will these words move us forward or push us apart?
Hmm. Insightful. Am I bringing understanding or just reacting?
Mhm. Necessary. Does this build connection or just release pressure?
Hmm. And kind. Now, this
Mm.
is a big one. Would Jesus say this?
Yeah. What do you say it this way?
Yeah,
Yeah. If you are about to say if what you're about to say does not meet all five, it's probably not ready to be said yet.
correct.
Give it time. It may need to be something that may need to be said, but find a better way to put your words together.
Right.
Think about it.
So think before you speak, and you'll start sounding a whole lot more like Jesus.
Amen. Totally agree.
So we have some exercises we'd like you and your spouse to do. And just one kind of simple thing you can do to learn to speak a little more like Jesus, right? So face each other, one listens, one speaks. You talk about one thing that you do that makes me feel valued is, and you share that.
One way I need more grace from you is blank.
And you share that. And one thing I want to do better in our communication is, and that's you're keeping those in the I. One thing I need more grace from you is, so that's what I need. And one thing I want to do better, not what you can do better, what I want to do to be better.
And the rules in this is again it will be receive the words from your spouse. There's no defending, no correcting. Just listen to what your spouse has to say.
Right,
Right.
right.
Okay. You can pause here and do this exercise.
So we have some success work because we always do. Um, And that is to reflect, practice the think tool, practice like Jesus. And in that, pray.
And maybe times the next time you're about to react, stop, count a little bit, maybe say a little prayer,
Mm-hmm.
and then respond if it's necessary, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So, closing message, Jesus communicated in ways that made people feel seen, heard, valued, and loved.
And isn't that how we want each other to feel after we speak with each other?
Yes,
Yeah, it really is.
definitely is.
And what if our marriages became places where each of us felt those things?
I think we'd have a great, great,
We'd have
great marriage.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of connection.
Mm-hmm. So this week, before every hard, especially hard conversation, just think.
Think. Here's our bridge. Again, this is what we are going with this year. Where are you today? When we started this journey, where do you want to go? And we're building steps across the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight, the step we're adding is think before we speak.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah. So in closing prayer,
Lord, teach
teach
us
us
to
to
communicate
communicate
like
like
you.
you. Help
Help
us
us to
to listen
listen with
with
patience,
patience,
speak
speak
with
with
grace,
grace, and
and
respond
respond
with
with
love.
love.
Help
Help
us
us to
to
pause
pause
and
and
think
think
before
before
we
we
speak,
speak,
choosing
choosing
the
the
words
words
that
that
build
build
connection,
connection,
healing,
healing,
and
and
peace
peace
in
in
our
our marriage.
marriages. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all so very much.
And we'll see you at the next one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.